Vibe coding could reduce the need for open source libraries as more code will be generated from scratch by AI. Okay, that is the headline. And then he wrote, this is like from the article, that is not the article ka headline.
I disagree with that, but okay.
And no, he expanded on that as well. So he said ki code will be more disposable commodity with less reuse and instead generated on the fly for personalized use. It is interesting to see right now that creating a new project is easier than editing a project because the latter requires a lot more context and complexity.
Yeah.
Interesting dynamics if something like this is whatever this
so,
is.
I'll tell you, I think he's specifically talking about जो ये तुम्हारे third party libraries है, like there's like things like like Shift-Fast या all these third party libraries, no, जहाँ पे you have ready-made UI and you're just taking the UI and then you're plugging that UI into your design with minimal modifications, like Material UI जो है या Shift-Fast.
Yeah, I understood that. Yeah.
Right. And the reason we do that, like जो ये developers करते थे, the reason they used to do it is because if you're going to create a good looking UI from scratch, it's difficult. You have to figure out, like, if you even to make something like a button,
right?
तुमको borders देखना पड़ता है, radius देखना पड़ता है, borders को consistently maintain करना पड़ता है, shadow डालना पड़ता है, and then you have to give a particular color, make sure the font and the color has a good contrast. So it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like, just to make a single button, like padding has to be up and down padding is different from left and right padding. Make sure there's enough margin on the side. It's like a lot of work.
Yeah.
So when you take a plug and play system, then you save some time.
Yeah.
Now and that is I think what he's referring to. But so far what I've seen, no. And this is again coming down to how AI actually works. At least the AI that we have right now.
Yeah.
They work on the averages of all the code they find, right? So when I ask an AI to create stuff, more than likely it will just do exactly what it found as
like average
the average people used to do. It will just find the most average solution and it will think it's the right answer, right? Because there's no way you can tell what's the right and what's wrong. Which means that if the data it has shows that every single person used a particular library, it will also use the library. No, so that is how it's gonna work. And I think it's not like there's the other problem is like the context problem. Joe he's also mentioning to it, right? If you use libraries, the context, less context requires to be transferred. Like less context communicate करना चाहिए, like need है उसमें. Like for example, if I'm going to use a library, I'll just tell you कि just go ahead and use the library and make these modifications. Done. That's communicated. But if I want to create something from scratch with the AI, make sure that designs everything is correct, then I'll just go ahead and I have to tell it like border radius itna rakhoge globally for this. A lot of context needs to be added.
A lot of
so
extensive prompting.
Yeah, and these are specifically for small projects. Large projects we have to devise different tactics, right?
Yeah.
So that is why I disagree with him. We don't know the future. We are all guessing.
Of course, he's also
making an educated guess. I'm also making my own educated